Hi Chelsea fans, Chels Daft here. Excuse my throat. I didn't do a commentary today because continuously talking would have affected my throat. But I had to do this video today after watching that. I've had a couple of hours to calm down. But there's only one word that explains that today. And that is absolute shit. Let's get into this. That game today, from the word go, team selection, blasé attitudes from me, from probably most Chelsea fans, Tuchel, the players. It was a game where you looked at, and I even tweeted before the game started that I think that it's the first time we can see a Chelsea team managed by Thomas Tuchel score 3 goals. And it was almost as if we're going to turn up and turn West Brom over because of the way we've been playing. Thomas Tuchel spoke before the game and he said the amount of changes that he made because the team selection was a surprise. He spoke of the fact that players that have been playing heavily over the international period, he's going to use players today that are fresher than what they are. And that explains his team selection. We didn't see Rudiger. Obviously, Kante's out injured. Mason Mount was dropped to the bench. Kai Havertz was on the bench. But as we keep saying, you have to earn the right to win a point in the Premier League, let alone 3. And West Brom were outstanding. They put us to the sword today. Chelsea were dominating, but we were dominating possession of the ball. But I've never seen Jorginho give the ball away as much as he did today. And not just him, other Chelsea players. Our passing was shocking. Our movement at times was good, but the final pass was just woeful from most people. And it was fortunate that we got the goal to go 1-0 up. Great free kick from Alonso, tipped onto the post by the goalkeeper. It comes out to Pulisic, who then taps the ball home. 1-0. And you think, that's it, we're comfortable now. Now we can just build on that, get a couple more goals, see the game through, and get another 3 points. But you have to say this about Thiago Silva now. The guy and his wealth of worldly experience, what is the bloke doing today? And who on earth would even release details of how much you're going to play Thiago Silva in the game, before the game? There's a plan to give him this amount of minutes and then take him off. It's just disrespectful to the opposition, if anything. But then the guy just is completely just the 2 challenges. The first one is ridiculous. He pulls the guy back who's on the edge about to pull the trigger, and you could have seen that as a red card, let alone a yellow. But the second one, to try and block as he did, and he turns his back, but people were saying about it being harsh, but he leaps off the floor, and then when he lands, he catches the player. It's that he's got 2 feet off the floor. Yeah, he's trying to block the shot. But having already been booked, surely, of anyone on that pitch, he's got the most experience in the game. To go and do that was just ridiculous. And straight away, we're then under the cost, down to 10 men. Now, when you're down to 10 men, there are ways where you can manage the game still. You take away somebody in attacking areas, bolster your defensive options again, and you shut up shop, basically. That's what Chelsea needed to do today. Thomas Tuchel didn't do it. And I keep saying about Tuchel, and he needs to have an alternative tactic, not just stick with a 3-4-3. Yes, late in the game we switched to look like a back 4, and we were better for it. But as soon as you go down to 10 men, go 4-4-1. Just have 2 solid lines of 4 to cover the wide areas, because they're always going to have an extra man because obviously we're down to 10 men. They're going to make the pitch big. They're going to make the pitch big. They're going to make it expansive to test our legs. So you've got to make the change. 4-4-1. Werner up by himself. Put Ziyech one side. Pulisic the other. Jorginho, Kovacic, and the 2 wing backs to drop back in and leave Azpilicueta and Zuma there, or take Azpi off and put on Christensen and Zuma. You got to do it, but we didn't do it. And what we kept doing is Tuchel is still asking Reece James and Marcos Alonso to push forward, press high and get forward. Their 3 goals in the second half, they just made the pitch look big. They emphasised, they exposed the space we left behind in wide areas, and we were atrocious. We were all over the place today, and that's just a real shocking situation to have found ourselves in today. And the body language from the players wasn't good. Heads dropped. It was almost as if you felt as though we weren't going to come back from it at half time. That's how bad it looked based on the players. I kept saying we needed some sort of a spark. And then we've now seen that Christian Pulisic come out. There was a big thing about Timo Werner and the fact that he was late on the pitch. He was actually going to be substituted for Mason Mount. And Pulisic would have been there with Mount up top. But Pulisic went on at half time, second half, ran onto the pitch 10 yards, felt his hamstring, and said to Tuchel he's going to have to come off. And so Timo Werner, who's already probably getting changed, he had to come back out and play the second half. So it was just a calamitous afternoon for Chelsea in every sense of the word. Defensively, it's the worst defensive performance I've seen from us in a long time. There's been a few. That today, bearing in mind we've only conceded 2 goals in the last 14 games or whatever it was, to go from being solid and efficient to an out-and-out disaster is a real eye-opener. And I'm glad that Thomas Tuchel has also admitted the fact that that's the case today, because I think he got it completely wrong with his team selection. If these guys are playing at Nationals every 3 days, they're doing that in the Premier League anyway. Play your best team. You've only got 9 games left in the season, 8 now or whatever it was. Play your best team every game. Players can rest at the end of the season before the Euros, or players can come off in games and not play full games, but you get these games won. It's so important for the top 4, and now our rivals around us have now got a chance to catch us, to go past us. The problem is, Jorginho today was found out. He was put under pressure. He didn't have time to pick the ball up and play his passes. He might have started doing that in the beginning of the game, but as the game moved forward in that first half, he was being shut down. And as he's being shut down, he was panicking, giving the ball away, loose passes. There was one ball they played into him, and he just kicked the ball straight out of play. Ridiculous. And he's having to go at himself. You stop Jorginho and Kovacic, you stop one of them 2, you stop Chelsea. And that's what happened today. Yes, we got the goal with Mason Mount. Great assist from Werner. Didn't play Werner to his strengths today. Every time he was looking for a run in behind early in the first half, weren't playing him in. Once we did, and he was forced to go wide anyway. But it's just a game where everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Silva getting sent off, ridiculous decisions that he made. Being a goal up and then going and literally not changing the formation and allowing West Brom to come forward and use the wide areas, and we didn't have the fullbacks, the wing-backs back covering those areas. Like I say, Tuchel's team selection, the tactic, as soon as we went down to 10 men, should have changed 4-4-1. The attitude we had, this blasé attitude that we were just going to turn up and win the game. And it was just shocking today. Really, really shocking. And I had to do this video. I don't feel great, but I had to do the video today because I just had to get it off my chest. I could go in a complete tirade, but there's no point. It's just, I've calmed down for a couple of hours. I wanted to post it. So guys, it's over to you. You have your say on the game. As I said, everyone was just poor today. Really, really poor. And it's just a real wake-up call. But we were so sloppy. We were shambolic. We were all over the place. And it's a big, big wake-up call. Let me know what you think of the video in the comment section. Drop a like on it for me. Then subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And hit the bell for notifications when my videos come out. So it's not as lively as normal. As I say, my throat is playing up today. And I just wanted to get a video done. So let me know what you think. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And let's hope for a 100% better performance on Wednesday against Porto. Thanks for watching.